What is going on, guys? It is Kevin here with ModMyMods and a news update. It is the what is it? What's the date today? The 16th. Today is the 16th. It is a wonderful Tuesday afternoon, and hopefully you can see me a little bit better than before. We got a little bit more new gear, and it looks really good. I am running into some problems here with my glasses, with the blue lens and the reflection and stuff like that. However, hopefully I look better. I know I don't sound any better, and unfortunately, if you are looking at my pores, it might be a little bit too intimate for you. I understand. We're going to work on it. However, we are going to try and continue to improve what we are working on. We did end up picking up a new Canon camera and a couple new lenses, so hopefully it looks better. Hopefully, I'm not going to kill you with what you see here. Again, I'm now seeing that I need to shave, and you know, that's just the nature of the beast. Grr. Anyways, today is a lovely Tuesday afternoon. We have a little bit of news, a little bit of updates, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this lovely little segment we call the news update. So, thanks again, and let's see what we got. Today I was looking and perusing on Newegg. They have some pretty decent shell shockers that are going on. Mostly, the biggest one that I saw was this Patriot Burst, this terabyte drive. That's a 2.5 inch. If you have the space for it, like the actual physical mounting space for it, $100. That's not bad for a terabyte drive. That's not bad at all. Also, you have this DDR. I have no idea how good this RAM actually is, but if it's G scale, it's usually G to G. Well, like good to go, pretty much. G scale makes some pretty decent stuff. They've never really let me down, especially like the rip jaws and stuff like that. The reviews on this are pretty good. And again, it is 3200 RPM or 3200 RPM. What am I saying? 3200 megahertz RAM, which is pretty good. Yeah, what is the CL on it? I honestly don't know. So let's take a look. Well, Casling is 16. The timing's 16, 18, 18, 38. That's not terrible, actually. That's not terrible at all. So for $62, you can get that. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. 16 gigs of G scale, and I'm sure if you order 2 sets, you could have a nice 32 gig setup there. Definitely something to check out. The other thing that I saw is that the i7, the i7, the 9700 non-K version, is also going for 320. That's not terrible. I'm not sure what this dark flash cooler is. Get out of here. But I thought that was kind of neat. And then also you have this Patriot Viper if you're looking for the RGB goodness, that has the actually a higher clock speed than what we said before. 4100 megahertz is also got. I mean, CAS latency of 19. You could probably go a little bit low. No, they don't have it available lower than that. But 19, 21, 21, 41. It's not terrible. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. And then yes, also Squeethan, you're absolutely right. 270 for a 10 terabyte NAS drive. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. But what are you gonna do? Did you decide to not go on YouTube today? I thought it was strange. I mean, it shows, so like I got the little check boxes on all of the restream stuff. It does show that it's going to YouTube, but maybe it's not. Rodimus, again, thank you for joining me today. Yeah, it is public. It's supposed to be public. Everything was updated. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. But I got it on Twitch, I got it on Mixer, I got it on Facebook. But apparently YouTube wants to take a poop today. YouTube is the issue. YouTube is always the issue, isn't it, Travis? It's always the issue. Anyways, so those are the deals that I saw today, for SSDs and a couple other things. Again, that RAM's not bad at all, especially if you're talking for a relatively cheap price. That's definitely not a bad deal. another thing that we were talking about, since we were talking about memory, Gigabyte and Oris. Well, Gigabyte is Oris, or Oris is Gigabyte. I don't know. Either way, Gigabyte has this awesome RAID card that they sell. This particular one is the 2 terabyte version, which has obviously 2 terabytes worth of space on it. But it's actually set up in RAID, which is pretty cool. They have it available on their website sometimes. Like if you click buy, I say they have it available on their website. I mean, you can get information about it on their website, but when you go to buy, you actually have to go to one of the third parties, like, well, apparently private label PC is where the only place that has that particular one, which is kind of sad because I know it's on Newegg and other places. But the availability of this particular unit is kind of limited. We had a tough time getting our hands on one. I wanted one of the crazy ones. I think it was an 8 terabyte or a 4 terabyte. Either way, we wanted to get our hands on one of those, and it's hard to find. But they do have them. They are available. You just gotta kind of be quick about it because they do sell out relatively quickly. But we will be doing a little bit more talking and a little bit more in-depth look at these particular units when I start putting together the AMD build, which should be a good time. Oh, it totally refreshed and didn't even. Anyways, Greg from Salazar, I think is how you say it. Greg from YouTube. He's basically got some a nice giveaway that he's doing. He's doing a giveaway for Lian Li, the 011 Dynamic XL. But it's only available for locals. So if you're in Florida, Orlando, Florida specifically, you can enter in to win this. He's not going to ship it. However, so you get what you can take. However, he does have a giveaway going on. So if you are local to Florida, like Captain, not Nancy, I know that he's down there. I don't think he's in Florida, like Orlando, though. I think he's in somewhere else. But you can enter to win that. A little bit more news that's going on. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but PAX West was supposed to happen sometime soon, which was September 12th. Some of us were starting to gear up and get ready for that. 87 days. I know that seems like a little ways out, but for us and a manufacturer and all of the other companies are definitely kind of like itching to get ready to get going on these shows. Now, unfortunately, PAX West has been booked as an online only event. So, what that means is that you don't have to buy a badge or a pass or anything like that, which is kind of cool. However, it is online only, which is kind of sad. It makes me sad because, yeah, Travis, I wish, I know. I want to go too. But again, with this whole situation that's going on and everything, maybe it's for the better. Maybe it's for the better. And then also, yeah, PAX Australia has also been now limited to an online only, which, what are you gonna do? Question, Kev, how come on EVGA's site they list that place as a vendor in the RMA form, but you guys aren't there? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Unfortunately, sometimes that place that you speak of sometimes still continues to come up and plagues us. However, we do our best to provide you guys with the best customer service that we possibly can, and basically best buying experience. Now with EVGA, a lot of the stuff it used to be dropship. They no longer do that with us anymore, which is fine because we actually end up ordering in a whole bunch of EVGA stuff and we have it on the shelf. So you don't have to wait for it anymore. You can actually get it when it's in stock on our website. So if it says it's in stock, it's going to ship from here in New York, that's pretty neat, right? Just trying to up the service for you guys, trying to make it better. So largest gaming events in the U.S. Australia combined to deliver global PAX Online's experiences. Yes, Dwayne from Modders Inc. also chiming in there because, yeah, you're right. That is one of the biggest events in the United States and in Australia, as far as I know. But PAX West and PAX East are like the two big ones. And then you also have E3 and QuakeCon. But I mean, like the I honestly haven't been to QuakeCon. I know QuakeCon is a crazy land, but it's very focused on computer gaming, and PC gaming and stuff like that. Whereas the PAXs are just like for everybody, anybody that wants to play board games or play Nintendo or play any of the indie games or anything like that. You're more than welcome to come and attend one of these. It would definitely be up your alley. But it's very sad. It's unfortunate to hear that that we're having to go through this thing where it's now online. So again, there are no badges that are for sale. You can actually just pretty much attend any of these events that are going on during PAX West, which again, PAX West is actually like I think 7 days or something like that. Let me look. The 12th to the 20th, so 8 days of awesomeness, which is incredible. But again, they will definitely they will definitely have a whole bunch of stuff going on because they're going to be doing virtual stuff for 9 days straight, is what they say. I again, would love to be out there and to make it out there, but again, it's probably for the better that we still continue our social distancing and keep everybody at arm's length because, well, not everybody's back to normal yet. So, what are you gonna do? I would love to go to them. Seriously, starting to think that we may not see each other in person in the next event. I mean, CES 2021, man. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what everybody else I think is aiming for. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you can go ahead and sign up for the newsletter here on the PAX website. They'll give you all sorts of information about it and keep you up to date about what's going on. So that is the news for any of the events that I know that are going on. But one of the things that I did see on Twitter today was that Fractal Design actually posed the question, where do you place your PC? And you know how like they had that one PSA that was like, you never put baby in the corner, ever. Right? Yeah, no. You never put your PC on the floor. Don't do that. And you want to know why? It's because cats and dogs. That's why. There's so much stuff that ends up coming off of either your body or your cat's body or your dog's body or your guinea pig's body or whatever, and it just goes into your PC. Now, if you are anal and OCD about cleaning it and you want to clean it every other week or every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, whatever, fine. Or your kids, yes, perfect example. Like, oh, hey, I have my drink and oops, and it spills into the computer. That's never good. Or just for example, you go to sneeze, you're like, ah, choo, and you turn towards the PC instead of away from the PC. Well, guess where that goes? Probably goes inside there, Might be growing things by the end of it. Who knows? So yeah, there's a lot of people that say that they put it on the floor. I kind of agree with Pedro here. What kind of savage would not place their desktop at the desktop? Case in point, if you look behind me, which you can't right now because the Chrome is showing it, but here, we'll just pop over here. Yeah, guess what? There's a PC and it's on the desk and it's behind me. So yeah, no, I'm all set. All set with that. So, just something to think about. What are you gonna do? And then if you sneeze on it, it might catch a virus. Ha 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 ha. That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I don't know. What are you gonna do? Apparently, Fractal is also doing a Doom-themed mod by Emphosphere, whatever you call them. Dwayne dumped the link in there. You can go ahead and enter on that as well. It's just a Gleam link. But Fractal Design is also doing that as well. And then I have my nephew Casey, who ended up joining us. So thanks for being here, Case. This is awesome. We just downloaded the new Arc Genesis, which is the DLC for Arc, which is a lot of fun. But there's one thing that I learned today is that there are no rideable flying mounts, which is very upsetting for me because I like flying things. But, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? In lieu of where do you put your PC? The guy that Inwin also posed the question that was, what is your next PC build color scheme? And a lot of people are obviously going with different colors, RGB mostly, pink, black and red. That's a standard issue, color scheme. But I actually voted for the monochromatic, and the reason being is because the AMD build is going to be mostly black, gray, silver, and chrome. So chrome, silver, same thing. But we're also going to be doing like a custom powder coat on the case itself, as well as some of the items that are on it. Make sure that you guys stay tuned to our social media, and obviously come here, because you'll get to see some of the lovely progress that we make on that thing, which that's what we're actually starting up in the next couple weeks here. We have Squeethan's PC actually that I got to work on this afternoon. Which, by the way, I finally got all the water out of it. Your drain was terrible. That was off. So we're gonna fix that for you. Don't worry, mate. We got you. We'll take care of you. But as soon as we're done with that, we also have a server that's coming here that we're going to be doing a custom powder coat on that as well, and a custom couple little different mods here and there from our friend Matthew, who's actually a New Yorker and going to bring it up to us rather than ship it, which is fantastic. So we'll work on that as well, and then the AMD will come right after that. So speaking of Squeethan, take a look at this. This was quite possibly the funniest thing I think I've ever seen and or heard and or watched. But I'll just let the video explain itself here.
No, you can do the new NVNC encoder with the you can do the new NVNC encoder with 10 series cards. I was doing it.
So, needless to say, Squeethan ain't got time for that. Don't be interrupting this conversation during PUBG and try and sneak along like a little... No, he don't have time for that. So, as you can tell, he's in the middle of trying to explain the 10 series NVNC encoder, and using it for OBS and stuff like that. And yeah, no, that guy just got lit up bad. So it's pretty funny. Shared that on Facebook. Make sure that you take a look at that. Also, if you're a fan of the PS5, I'm sorry, but what are you? Instead of being an idiot sandwich, you are a PS5. That's too bad. Shared by our good friend Jason, who is over at Brain Tech Society. Make sure you give them a like and a share as well. If you were here with us yesterday and got to see our social media, the Mystery Monday is what we're doing. We're going to try and do this every week or maybe every 2 weeks, and I'm going to post a picture about something and see if you guys can guess what's going on. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll give you something in exchange for getting it right. But to be honest with you, there was only one person that ended up getting this right. And now they said that they had to Google it too, so that's not fair. I know that kind of defeats the purpose, because Google has all of the information, but that's not the point here. It's basically, can you see what this picture is, and then tell me what it is. And to be honest with you, a lot of people guessed wrong. It is not an ATX pin. It is not a Molex pin. It is none of those. It is not DuPont either. It is actually smaller than that. It is a JST-SM, which is the really super small ones for GPU headers, mostly for the fan headers, and sometimes they're also used for RGB headers as well. But they're the really super small ones. But again, a lot of people had really, really good guesses. They were pretty close. But unfortunately, you didn't make it. Which leads us into our next segment of Products 101. So today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about some of the sleeving pins and connectors. And this is the sleeving where there we go. There's connectors in the pins. So on our website, on the left-hand side here, if you go down, you have the sleeving, and then you have the connectors and pins. The 2mm sleeving is actually mostly designed for single braid applications, which again is fine if you'd like to do that. But what I wanted to talk about was pins. Like the little baby pins that you just saw there, those JST pins. Those are, again, kind of niche for what they're used for. Again, they're mostly used for like graphic card headers or RGB headers or something like that. They are not DuPont pins. DuPont pins are actually used mostly for like your that can be used for the USB connector, or can be used for like the HD audio connector. It can also be, the DuPont pins is actually mostly used for like your oh no, oh no, why did my camera shut off? Why? Why did you do that to me? See, luckily I planned for that. So the heck with you, and yeah. All right. Well, see, you get new equipment, you screw around with it, and then you put it into practice, and it dies on you like that. So luckily, I was smart enough. I planned a backup for that. But it's because it's a Canon. Shush, shush your face, Travis. You might be right. You're actually probably 100% right, but that's beside the point. It's new and it's fancy, and it shouldn't die. Anyways, but I turned the auto shut off. I turned the auto shut off, and then I also changed it so it wouldn't actually like kill the display, because like the display has an auto off too, and I tried that. HDMI isn't clean. It cycles. Yeah, but it's going in Elgato, right? Like you'd think it'd be fine. Anyways, all right. So back to Products 101. Are you using the beta software from Canon? Hell no. Absolutely not. One, because of the first word that you used, beta. No, thank you. It, I know that a lot of people want to use the USB beta stuff to make it actually work. However, it's very intermittent that it continues to work. And that's kind of where I'm like a little leery about now what this just did. However, again, it's been running for almost 45 minutes because I had it up, prior to the show, and I was dicking around with it, and it should still work perfectly fine. However, Elgato lists this as a no-go. What? But you guys, it's a great looking camera, and it looks great. All right, so maybe what we'll do is on Friday we'll actually hook it up with the USB, and yeah, we'll try the beta software, the whole beta thing. I don't know. They have a list of compatible cameras with the Elgato. The problem with that statement, Travis, is that it's a capture card, or theoretically a capture card, right? So there shouldn't be cameras that just some of them work and then some of them don't. No, it's a capture card. It should go in and then it should come out. But no, that's okay. I understand what you're saying. Some do work and some don't, and I understand that they've got a list and a compatibility list and everything like that. I just didn't want to have to spend the $1,200 on like the really, really nice, Blackmagic Media capture card for this. I mean, we will if we have to, but is that still the case with the 4K 60 Pro opposed to their Cam Link? So I think the Cam Link has a list of compatibilities, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure about the 4K 60. That's what is running in here. But yeah, I don't know. What are you gonna do? I guess we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I would imagine it is same across the board, Travis, just for the simple fact that it's software, right? It's software. I mean, like, yeah, there's hardware inside of it and whatnot, but the Elgato software still has to somehow communicate. So, all right, back to pins and connectors. Sorry, we got way off topic because of this silly camera and it dying on me. But let's talk about pins and connectors just quick, and then we'll be done with it. It's like that one class in school that you don't really want to go to, but you still have to go to, and you still have to get a passing grade on it, even though it's garbage. Yeah. Anyways, so ATX pins, female and male. The male is for obviously the male is the pointy end, and then the female is the circle end. Imagine that. Okay. So the female pins are going to be the one side that goes in, or is the square sorry, not the square side, the rounded side that actually has like the physical little points on it to insert into the cable, and then the male side is going to be the more open boxy end that has the points on it where you can actually physically see the pointy pins. Now we do sell a whole bunch of different types of pins, but mostly what you're going to mostly need is the ATX male and female, and then a lot of people actually do the fan pins, which is also male and female as well. And then Molex 4-pack is which we sell, and that's why we sell them in the packs. Because a lot of the time the ATX you're gonna only need 5, or you're gonna only need 6 or whatever. And then the Molex typically is 12 volt, and then 2 grounds, and then a 5 volt. So that's why we sell it in the 4-pack. But we do have a bunch of different pins and connectors on here. Also, you know, the mini PH, which is also the JST connector, as well as some the SATA pins as well. We only sell the one version of the SATA pins for them, which would be considered the male, I guess, version of the SATA pins. But we do have the connectors that are like the crimp down 90-degree connectors as well. So, you know, what are you gonna do? All right, that is it for the replacement pins. Now the sleeving and whatnot, again, 2mm is pretty much what you're going to use for single sleeve stuff. 4mm is going to be like if you're doing fan, or maybe like a power and a ground that's like an 18 gauge or something like that. And then 6mm is going to be even a step up bigger than that. But that is pretty much it for the sleeving and the pins and the connectors. So last but not least, I did have a little bit of a funny. Our friend over at Craft Computing forgot. Well, sometimes you got to take out the shielding, and luckily Travis gave him a little bit of advice. And what I would have done is used a ATX tool, Billy Brown, a Modo one per se, and you know, worked on it that way. But that's side point. I know that he was able to wiggle it out and get it off. But let me look at this chat. We'll talk for a second, and then I will let you guys go. Because, well, you know, I'm sure you don't want to really listen to me talk for the rest of the time. But let's see what we got here. This week on the CMO finds out his camera isn't best for his scenario. Yeah. You know, sometimes using a dummy battery is one way to make Canon stay on, is tells the camera to turn on. Using a dummy battery, which is what I do have. I have one of the dummy batteries with the wire that's going on here. Is one way to make Canon stay on. It tells the camera it's not supposed to turn off. Yes. Okay. So I have one of those. It is a China Direct version. I'm not really sure what it's actually what the name of it is. However, that is what I do have it on there. Newegg offered to feature my power colored build later this month. Oh, yay, that's awesome. You know, I talked to Newegg at one point in time. They were going to feature our stuff too, and then, you know, maybe they got busy. You know, it happens to all of us, right? I remember reading somewhere, though, that there's loopholes on the camera you can use to keep them from happening. I don't remember what the specifics still. Yeah, I was that's kind of what I was doing today. I was talking to my buddy Dave and talking to him about, you know, the auto shut off feature, as well as the HDMI out, and making sure that the resolution was correct, the frame rate was right, and all this other stuff. However, you know, obviously, best laid plans of mice and men, I guess, right? I don't know. What are you gonna do, right? But apparently Rodimus was looking at the sleeving yesterday, and I'm glad that I was able to help you along there, hopefully today, with a little bit of it. So I'm hoping to get Thermaltake to show off my Threadripper build when I'm done, since it will have a crap ton of Thermaltake parts in it. Send it my way when you're done, Rodimus. Maybe I can convince Mike to share it. To be honest with you, they just shared something that we built for them like ages ago. But again, maybe they're like Newegg and they just take a while to get your stuff up in the air. But definitely send it our way. We'll definitely take a look and see what we can do to share it. But and Maven, yeah, I know. Almost. I almost had like a good show with the new equipment and everything like that. But then, you know, we lost engines 3 and 4, and now we're into a spiraling nosedive. But that is beside the point. That's beside the point. But what are you going to do? Well, that is pretty much all that I have for today, guys. Again, thank you for joining us today on this lovely adventure, the ModMyMods news update. Hopefully, you guys are beating the heat. It isn't too hot today. It's actually only about 82 here, which is nice. But, some people might want it hot. Some people might want it cold. Some people might want it just about right. But anyways, enjoy your afternoon, and we will see you, hopefully, again on Friday with a little bit better results. Talk to you soon. See ya.